All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
All right, welcome on in NorCal Sports Network. Got to shorten that intro. It's too long. It's that's 23 seconds. Trying to cut it down to 15 if we can. But anyway, we're here, guys. Welcome on in. This is NorCal Sports Network. That's right, guys. And, I've been following these Giants since 1968, long before World Series championships, long before the playoffs, wild card, and hot takes. If you're looking for hot takes, well, we'll give you a few. But if you're looking for honest Giants analysis, real baseball perspective with no spin, just straight talk, then you're in the right place. NorCal Sports Network. Welcome on in, Dallas. How is your day been?
Oh, my day's been good.
Good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Well, guys, we got to get in and thank our sponsors of this show. As usual, we have Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin, licensed in all of California. Make sure you give Chapman Law Group a call for all your legal needs. Got that personal injury situation? Don't hesitate to call them. Do not settle with that insurance company before giving Chapman Law Group a call. David Chapman, his group, they're great at what they do. 415-613-9483. And our newest sponsor, we always want to give a shout out to, and that is Prize Picks. If you're not familiar with Prize Picks, well, you should be, because it's a lot of fun. You got to go sign up for Prize Picks. And let me put that promo code up there on the screen. It's NCSN. What is Prize Picks, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. It is a daily fantasy app. Prize Picks is a daily fantasy app where you build lineups, whether it's the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, the NHL. There's all kinds of things going. They even have things on there for you WNBA fans, all three of you. But build your lineups by choosing whether players will have more or less than a projected stat total. Right now, users can get $50 in lineups when they play their first $5 lineup, win or lose. That's right, $50 when you use that promo code NCSN, or go straight to the description in the link of this video and click on that. It takes you right to Prize Picks with the NCSN promo built in. So you can download the Prize Picks app today or go to the link in the description. Build your lineup. Follow along while watching the games. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. We're going to see if we can do some Prize Picks for this week's game against the 49ers. Maybe later in the week. We'll see. It depends on how I feel. I go under the knife in 13 hours. It's 9:05 here in Arizona. I got to be in there at 8 in the morning, and then at 10 o'clock, they're going to give me a new hip.
Are you fasting at starting at midnight?
Yeah, but I'm done. I'm done now. I don't want to eat anymore. I don't know. There's nothing really to eat that I don't know. Last time I had my surgery, when I did it before, was at 1 o'clock. That was a little harder because,
longer day.
Hey, once I reach 10 o'clock, I don't really care. I'm out, right?
Right.
So anyway.
Unless we go really long tonight.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to do that. Hey, appreciate that, Epicua. Thanks so much, Spencer. Appreciate the well wishes out there. Anyway, tonight's topic, guys. I just want to say tonight's show is not going to be negative. It's not about being negative. It's about being honest, right, Dallas? every offseason, we Giants fans go through the same cycle: rumors, hope, optimism, and then reality hits. Around Major League Baseball right now, teams are choosing lanes, stars are getting offers, trades are happening, contenders are pushing chips in, and once again, the Giants are on the outside watching it happen. This isn't about one player, it's about a pattern. All right. And if you're still getting your hopes up that this is the offseason, the Giants finally change who they've been telling us who they are, well, we need to talk, right? Tonight is reality check. All right. So let's get into it, guys. We're trades today. Nolan Arenado, St. Louis Cardinals. They were trying to trade him all last year. They couldn't get it. They traded him to the Astros, and he turned it down. So nothing new there. Arenado, he's now hey, Will Martinez, good to see you. Hey, I've been texting you. I don't know if you changed your number or what, but I haven't been able to get a hold of you. Anyway, catch me later on that, Will.
He's 34. I saw that. And I was like, probably a good thing.
Yeah, it's no big deal. And he is a giant killer, so the Giants will see him a little bit more now. They'll see him about 7 more times than they would if he was a Cardinal. But he's more of a killer at Oracle. But we'll see. We'll see what Arenado does. I think he's kind of over the hill. His best days are long gone. That's what we got. Okay. Different number. That's why I couldn't reach him. Okay. So anyway, Arenado's is Arizona Diamondback. St. Louis is paying like 1 million of his 43 million contract left over, or something like that. What else is happening? Kyle Tucker supposedly has an offer for 3 years with opt-outs from the Mets each year for 50 million a year, or around that ballpark. I've heard the Blue Jays are offering like 10 years, 300 million. What would you take, Dallas? If you're Kyle Tucker and
I do the 3 years, 150 with the opt-outs.
Really?
I think so.
You're a gambler?
He's still young enough. He's
What happens if he I don't know. What happens if he has a bad injury or something?
How bad can it be for a hitter?
I don't know.
Concussion, maybe? You break your leg, you pull your hamstring, you ACL, whatever. You're out a year, you're back.
Now, he can make more money, right? I mean, if he gets 150, with opt-outs, he can opt out, come back in. What happens if all of a sudden there's a salary cap, though?
Yeah, that would be a trouble. But you could take 300 for how many years? You said 10?
Yeah, 30 million a year versus 150.
Yeah, but then that puts him at, I guess he'll be 38, which means he would still be able to get one more contract.
Yeah.
In the American League or something after that. One more 5-year deal and finish it out. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe it is good to take or maybe you force them, you take the 10-year deal, but then you say, give me an opt-out after 4
3
or something.
Yeah.
Or 3.
Yeah.
And then, you force that in there.
Yeah, I would force that in there, yeah. If I could get the best of both worlds, yeah. That would be a good thing. But
when you see 50 million, that means the Giants are not going to be getting him on a short, pay more just to get him shorter term. It's just not, they're not going to be in that range. And they never were anyway, but that kind of just puts that to bed. You always have that little bit of hope in the back of your mind that maybe they're going to go for it, but
yeah,
that's just getting too pricey.
He just opts in and still gets another 50 million. Yeah, that's true. It's tough, and then we're hearing Bo Bichette had good meeting with the Phillies. Don Mattingly was with him at the Blue Jays. He's now at the Phillies. Hearing Bellinger's being offered like 6 years, something like, was it 150-ish in that neighborhood, I think, with the Yankees. He's wanting a 7th year. Nobody else is really out there. I think Bellinger ends up back with the Yankees personally. I think Tucker ends up either a Met or a Blue Jay or the Dodgers, right? The Dodgers, for all their, stars, they really don't have that great of an outfield.
No, they don't. That's an area they could definitely improve on.
Seems like he would, why wouldn't the Dodgers it seems like the Dodgers would love to give him a $50 million.
And it could be they're just sitting back, letting the market determine itself, and then they'll jump in. They don't need to be bidding things up, in the interim. They can be like, okay, hey, before you take a deal, just come and check with us, because you might want a little more. Right.
So, well, yeah, I guess tonight we just want to get into this, the whole thing. We're seeing, like we mentioned, Tucker getting the real offers, Bichette's meeting with the contenders. Here's the Giants headline today. They're looking for a second baseman. Now, I don't think that's their biggest problem. To me, if you wanted to go out and make a trade, why not go get Freddie Peralta, get a frontline pitcher, and then get an outfielder? Now, I don't know how much better or, obviously Nico Horner, Brendan Donovan are better players currently than Casey Schmidt, right? We can agree on that. But are they production-wise worth all that much more? Let's just pull up
maybe not as much about production, but Nico Horner hit almost 300 last year. He's a career 282.
He's a good player.
He's the type of player that they would like to have on their team. It's the type of player that they have somehow managed to avoid getting on their team for the past 4 or 5 years. And he would really he is a complement to all these guys they have that hit 237, 240. He's having that guy that makes contact and doesn't strike out would be a huge
he does not
addition.
strike out. He was one of the leaders in fact, I think what do we got here? Let me pull up the strikeout rates for Nico Horner. Yeah, led the league last year, 7.6%. That's the kind of player you want. I don't think the Cubs why would the Cubs want to just get rid of him? I know he's a free agent, but you're going to have to get
That's
something.
They've signed Bregman, so they're not going to sign him next year. So they could either trade him now and get more for him, or trade him at the deadline and get something for him. But it doesn't look like they're going to retain him because they like that third baseman that they had last year, the young kid. What's his name?
What are we talking about? Which young?
Their third baseman that got replaced. So they were going to move to second base.
Oh, Shaw, Matt Shaw.
Yeah, Shaw.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nico Horner is definitely, a heck of a player. Steals bases. I like him. He was 2 years ago, my starting middle infielder on my fantasy team. So I really got to see how impressive he was.
The question is, though, is that what would it take to get him? It sounds like there's multiple parties interested in him. So that means there's going to be, competition for what the Cubs are going to be able to acquire.
Seattle wants a second baseman. I would think the Cubs would want a starting pitcher that's not just somebody that can help them now this year.
So like a Roop or a Birdsong or
Probably somebody
Wisdom
like
Hunt.
Probably somebody like more like a Roop.
Yeah.
Let's just play with the trade values and see what Nico Horner's trade value is, because he is a pending free agent. Let's just pull it up and we'll see what it looks like.
And that really depends on if the Giants really like Roop, and the reason they've left a spot for him in this rotation is because they see a spot for him. They may not want to. If they're planning on trading for another pitcher, then he kind of becomes expendable. You could trade him.
Nico Horner is a 16.1. So what that means is I will pull up the screen and show you what the Giants would have to do here. Let's do that real quick here. All right.
While you do that, Dan, I'm going to be right back.
All right. So here you guys see Logan Webb is a 53. And I don't know if you guys can see those numbers. I think you can. Bryce Eldridge, he's obviously an overpay. Would be you don't have to give up an Eldridge. You're looking at 16. So a Landon Roop is a fair deal. Ramos, I don't know if the Cubs would really want a Ramos. They've got Pete Crow Armstrong, Seiya Suzuki. Who's their other outfielder? They got Ian Happ. Who's the Cubs? Johnny Level, if they're looking for something down the road. But if they're looking for guys that want to help them right now, then you're talking as a pitcher. I don't know why the Cubs, unless they were willing to take an outfielder. What do you guys say in the chat? Let me see what you guys got. I would trade anyone in the farm system not named Eldridge for Peralta. Peralta with Webb and Ray excites me, says Will Martinez. I agree, Will. I have been in on Peralta quite a bit this offseason. Matthew gets involved and says, I don't think the Cubs will trade Horner right away after they sign Bregman. Brendan Donovan is the guy I keep hearing from the Cardinals since they are rebuilding. Yeah, that's one of the names that's out there. Now, Donovan, I don't know if Brendan Donovan, if you bring him over, he's not got tremendous splits. He's great against right-handed pitching, which is the majority of pitching you're going to face. But is he – let me pull up Brendan Donovan. By the way, let me finish just this trade-off. This was what a trade could look like, guys. If Landon Roop for Nico Horner, Giants have other guys. They can also. That's why I would go out and get me a Freddie Peralta to replace Roop.
They would need someone to replace Roop. If they're done with their pitching, then I don't think you can part with Roop.
Yeah, I mean, you got Tidwell, you got McDonald, you got.
Everyone agrees their rotation is already kind of on the weak side. And
I wouldn't call it weak. I would call it meek.
Meek? Okay. Meek, weak, and it leaks.
There we go. Let me see what we could do for. You know what I want to do? I would like to pull up Brendan Donovan numbers, his actual splits. Brendan Donovan. Okay. Donovan is a career 282 hitter, pretty consistent. If you look at his numbers, he hit 281, 284, 278, and 287. That's pretty consistent. He's within, 9 points? 9.9%. This guy's a solid 280 hitter, right? He's been in the big leagues 4 years. What I want to do is look at his splits, though.
I'm guessing his defense is not nearly as good. because his WAR is quite a bit lower.
Yeah. What is his WAR? What was his WAR?
2.7 versus Nico's 6.2.
Yeah.
Oh, it's stolen bases too. That's the problem.
Yeah, Nico steals bases. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big,
what I
big
want to
deal.
do is pull up his. Come on. Where are we doing here? I want my splits. There we go. Batting splits, career. All right. Then we will. All right, career splits. No, I want. There we go. All right, let's pull these up for everybody here to take a look at. Except I just killed it. Good job. I thought I saw something spinning in the around, and it was spinning around, but it's my computer. I thought, all right, we'll go back. I know where I got it. I'll go back there again. Career. Okay. I'm still with you, right, Dallas?
Yep, you're here.
Okay. I'm not watching myself right now. I'm on the baseball reference page, so I have no idea if I was still showing up. Okay, where are we going here? I don't want batting order positions. I want first half. There we go. I want platoon splits. Okay, let's pull up Brendan Donovan because he is a switch hitter. And can you guys see that? Okay, he's got a 293 batting average versus right-handed pitching, 249, which would still put him at near the top of the Giants' batting averages, 249 off of lefties. Now he's got 1,323 lifetime at-bats against righties, 442 against lefties, 38 homers with an OPS of 812 against righties. Against lefties, he's 651. You know what we could possibly have in this situation? Let me take a look at Casey Schmidt, because you might have a platoon situation there. If they were to get a Brendan Donovan, because Casey hits pretty doggone well against lefties. All right, I'm just pulling up Casey's splits here. Casey against left-handed pitching is hitting that's low. 227 career. That's very low. 228 against righties. He's not, but I thought he had a better 25. 20. Was it 24? Let me see. Career platoon splits. Yeah. All right. I take that back. I thought he had better splits.
I think last year he was pretty even. I mean, he wasn't good across the board, but
yeah. I mean, I could see why the Giants would want to do that in getting. I mean, Horner, to me, I would much rather have Nico Horner over Brendan Donovan. I'll take Donovan, but Horner to me is a guy that rarely strikes out. The Giants need that desperately in the lineup, because when you look at this
stolen
lineup,
bases, they need stolen bases desperately, because no one on the whole lineup can steal.
You know, if they went out and got a Nico Horner, I mean, take a look at the Giants' strikeout rate again, guys. Dan, why are you talking trades? Giants are not making no trades. Well, Val, that's pretty much kind of what we're saying, is the only hope the Giants have is trades, but they're probably not. The news is that they're, according to Jeff Passan, I can pull up Jeff Passan's tweet from earlier today. Let me do that, and I'll show you Jeff Passan. Where are you, Jeff? Jeff, just passing through, says Jeff Passan. All right. Oops. Why did it go to that? I didn't want that. I don't want Grok. Get out of here, Grok. All right. Let's get this off the screen here. And let's put this up on the screen for everyone to see this tweet. Okay. There it is, guys. San Francisco Giants are aggressively pursuing a second baseman and have been engaged with Chicago on Nico Horner and St. Louis on Brendan Donovan, sources tell ESPN. An infield of Chapman, Adames, Donovan, or Horner and Rafael Devers would be among Major League Baseball's best. That's why we're talking trade, but I will believe it when I see it. I personally would be shocked if they were able to pull it off, and I hope they don't.
Well, if your trade machine is correct, it's not terrible. The price tag isn't terrible.
No, it's not terrible.
Now to re-sign him is going to take, it's going to be pretty expensive, but you can worry about that later.
Now he is from the Bay Area, right?
That's right. Yeah.
He went to Stanford. It would be a good addition if the Giants. It's a step in the right direction, but let's just be honest, guys. The title of the show, don't get your hopes up. And I'm being serious when I say don't get your hopes up, because the Giants seem to always fall short in these areas, especially when it's kind of a known, it's not a secret like Devers. They were able to pull the Devers, trade off because it was hush-hush. No one else was involved. Now that the Cubs have signed Bregman, if Horner is on the market, that's a big if. He may not be on the market. They may want to just keep him because they're a better team with him.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I got to push back on that because, it was hush-hush. It came out of nowhere, but it would have been criminal of the Red Sox to not run it by other teams and be like, hey, what can you give me for Devers? Can you take on his contract? Can you kick us a couple of pitchers? Just to go with the first guy you talk to, Harrison and Hicks.
Maybe that was part of the deal, the plan with Posey. Maybe they said, hey, look, we get anybody else involved with this, we're out. We're willing to take his whole contract on if you're willing to move him, and we'll work on a deal, but we're not getting involved in a if you want to take it out to get a bidding war going, I'm out. Might have had a conversation like that.
Could be, but it seems like to me they probably, shopped it around. Now, there's probably few teams that were willing to take on that much money. So that probably limited the choices, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Mention he was working on this for over a month. So, he mentioned it took a while. So I've got a feeling it was kind of quiet. Sometimes teams will engage with one another and they'll be working together, and that's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah. I do think the Giants, though, keep things pretty close to the vest. Like, things leak out, but it seems like it leaks out a lot more from other teams. So, I'd be surprised if Giants are pursuing Nico Horner comes from the Giants side, as far as information leaving. I mean, maybe they would leak that just to keep us appeased a little bit because the troops are getting restless here. But I don't know. That's a little conspiracy theory, or conspiracy kind of. Probably is not the case, but you say keep things realistic, and I agree, because paying $50 million a year for an outfielder, that's not the Giants. That's not in their playbook. Not going to happen. So that's gone, and all these big names probably not going to happen.
Yeah. Senior says Greg Johnson understands that winning equals more money. He's a smart business guy. He wouldn't just stop spending to be in the middle. He stopped spending because Posey told him there is maybe a different path, I'm guessing. It's possible. Look, different
That is
direction,
possible.
different direction, and it will be way more sustainable. I said this in my video last night. I don't know if you got a chance to see it about a what do they call it, a soft reset or a quiet reset. Look, general managers and owners, they evaluate things off season. They look at things. They had to have looked at this team and said, wait a minute, we were a worse team with Devers, even though I don't believe he was the problem. It's just the way it worked out. They did not improve. They were 10 games under 500 after he came and started playing. And he played every game.
But he wasn't 100%.
True. But a lot of guys aren't 100% all year long. Chapman's
and
not 100%.
That was the case for a lot of Giants last year.
But a lot of Dodgers, too, and they won the World Series. So
yeah, but they have Shohei. He wasn't hurt.
Well, I just think, injuries are part of it. I mean, their whole pitching staff.
That's true, but you have to assume that Devers will have a bounce back year this year. More likely than not, he has a better year than last year, and you have him the whole year. So that's an addition for this team this year, without having to do anything. Yeah. Plus, he's playing first base. He's had a little more experience with that. He's going to have a whole spring training at first base, and so he's going to have his feet wet there. So I think that's one positive. People don't like to focus on positives going into the season when they haven't really been making any major moves. But there are some positives.
Yeah. Senior says a rebuild. He let Johnson know that it will cost some money and they will have to eat some of the contracts. But flooding the system with talent is how you do it. And hiring a guy like Tony Vitello, that is kind of peculiar to me that they hired Tony, and then they haven't done anything. And it's kind of like, Tony's only on for 3 years, but I mean, I think we're going to know where this team's going by the All-Star break. We're going to know if the Giants are not in the race and they don't trade anybody. That means, or if they don't trade anybody in the offseason, when I say anybody, I'm talking about their big contract guys. If they run it back after another 500 season, then it tells me two things. Either A, they can't get anybody to take these guys, or B, they just don't have a direction.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to trade Devers. They haven't even had him a whole season yet. So that would be silly, and it would look horrible for Posey to trade for a guy and then get rid of him 6 months later. That's not going to happen.
Well, if you got
they signed Adames, they paid a ton of money for him. That would look bad for Posey 1 year later to say, never mind, let's eat half of this contract and get rid of him. No. And also, Tony Vitello, they didn't get him to just oversee a rebuild. They got him to win. The guy wins. To bring him in this situation, he's been used to winning his whole career at an 800 clip, very close. To come in and say, hey, Tony, we brought you on board here, but it's going to be, you got to slow your roll. It's going to be a tough time for you. You can try to win, go for it, but it's going to take 3-4 years for these young guys to come up. I don't think that's the case. I think you try to win now while you wait for the young guys to come up. And I do think that's why I think they're not done. I think a trade, I don't think it's going to be a major free agent. These big guys, it's just the price has just gotten too high. And we know the Giants' track record with that. But, key strategic trades can improve this, the team right now. And we have to hope that that's happening, and from reports, they're kicking the tires on people. There's talks ongoing. It's not like they're sitting idly by. Just 2 days ago, the Giants were talking to Tucker and Bellinger,
That's hogwash. That's hogwash. I don't care what anybody says. They might have been talking to him, but that's just a feeling out. Hey, what are you guys looking at? What's the starting point? Oh, you're looking at 50 million. Okay. Hey, good talking to you.
Hold on. Well, I'm going to go check my ATM balance, and I'll get back to you.
They weren't in any. Giants had no intent. They're kicking tires. They're kicking tires. That's all the Giants ever do with stars. They kick tires. They're not getting any free agents worth their weight in gold, period. Not like other clubs. Like, look what the Kansas City Royals are doing. Giants fan says, did you see that the Royals are moving in and lowering the fences at Kauffman Stadium? At least one team is listening to your ideas. Dan, yes, I did see that, and I commented on it. There it is. Been harping on this about the Giants doing something like this, but even more drastic with their 415-foot, dimension to right center field. But they would rather have their aesthetic ballpark than attract superstar hitters. They will never sign a superstar free agent hitter until they make drastic dimension changes. Look at the Royals. Moving in the fences 10 feet and lowering their height as well. An inside look at how their analytics department sought to find balance and create a neutral park for home runs. Not the Giants. Not
That's
the Giants.
That's some spin right there.
We don't want no neutral park for home runs. We want a pitcher's park. That's why we went and got Tyler Mahle and Adrian Hauser to be the anchors of this staff.
That's right.
Come on.
At Oracle, those guys are going to be great.
Yeah. At Oracle, yeah. And how are they going to do on the road?
They're going to try to align it so they don't have to pitch on the road.
Yeah. All right, you get a week off. Wouldn't that be great? Look, I don't even get that upset with the Giants at this point because I'm kind of with Senior in this. Evidence to me is pointing toward some type of change of direction. That's why I did that video last night. Now, if they go out and trade for guys this year and show that they're trying to win this year, all right, maybe. But look, what is the ceiling for this team right now? Realistically, what's the ceiling? 84 wins? 85?
If they trade for someone.
No,
90.
as is. This team right now, there's a ceiling
as is right
and
now,
a floor.
85 is the ceiling. 84.
And that's 85 if everything goes pretty well.
Yes.
Okay. So, and the floor is probably 88 losses, right?
Yeah.
74.
Things would have to go pretty bad.
Yeah.
Actually, no, a couple of injuries, and that's completely believable. If if people are generally healthy the whole way, then I think the floor is, I don't know. It's probably like 75 to 85 is the range.
Yeah.
They're not terrible, They've improved their rotation from last year, despite what everyone wants to say. They do have, they're going to get a better year out of Jung-Hoo Lee, most likely. They're going to get a better year out of Devers, most likely. They're going to get a better year out of Casey Schmidt, most likely. So, Adames is probably going to be the same.
Hope you get a better year out of Chapman.
It's going to be the same, I think.
Well, he was. Yeah.
It averaged out, by the end of the year.
The new hitting instructor, Hunter Mentz, is going to help with his, bat to ball skills in 2-strike situations and say, hey, look, you got to change your approach.
I hope so, but I think the chances of Casey Schmidt hitting better than Chapman are better than Chapman hitting better than Chapman.
That's an interesting take.
I really do think that.
I think I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah.
And then also there's the big X factor.
Hey, there's those Giants. Gotta love that break even. Hey, driving down the middle lane, Mission Rock, 1 mile. We talk about
You like
this
that
now.
saying? Giants baseball. You get nothing and you will like it.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Nothing like it.
Isn't that something like the G20 or whatever they call it, the World Economic Forum or whatever? You'll I don't know what they say, but I kind of like what Larry Krueger had to say. I think I might even have a copy of that. Let me see if I can pull that up.
David Yu says the Giants are very good at being 500. I say 81 wins. That's probably the safest bet you could make. 81. I can't hear you, Dan. Is it me?
Oh, that's because somehow I muted myself.
I was trying to fix my headphone.
I saw this short the other day, and I thought it was pretty funny. There's a lot of shorts out there on NorCal Sports Network.
You wear shorts every show, Dan.
I do wear shorts to every show.
That we know of, anyway.
There's Ron Rivera in the shorts. All right. Riverboat Ron. Come on. Where's my... I'm going through here. Trust me, this will be... It fits what we're talking about. Nothing like it. I got way too many... I didn't realize we had this many shorts. Hey, there's the same shirt I'm wearing tonight. Maybe I should play that. Gosh, I wear a lot of hats, don't I? Different hats.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah. Where did it go? All right. Oops. Hold on.
There's a long list of shorts. Says 49er Red Zone.
What's going on? I hit the wrong button. Oh, well. It looks like I'm not going to come up with it. I don't know if you can search it.
What are you searching for?
It's a short where Larry Krueger was on it. It was pretty funny. Well, what do you think while I'm looking
Larry is in a lot of videos.
Larry, oh my gosh, there's me with a Dodger hat on. What the heck? That's got to be burnt.
You better scrub that from the internet.
Scrub that from the internet. Who put that out there? Hey, John Brebbia, he was pretty funny. Hey, there's Buster the dog. All right. Dave Fleming. We do have Dave Fleming on here. Did you guys know that Dave Fleming did a short for us?
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Dave Fleming did this for us. Let's see. Right there.
Hi, everybody. It's Dave Fleming with the Giants. We're here in beautiful Scottsdale. Just want to encourage you to check out Dan on the NorCal Sports Network. It's worth your time.
All right. There we go. Hey, Dave. Thanks, Dave. Dave Fleming does a great job on the radio, and love hearing him on college football, too. You ever hear him on college football?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he does a great job.
Anyway, and
Anyway,
he does golf.
He does golf. He does a lot of good sports. Yeah, I'm not finding. There's old great Ned Coletti. Who's this? I don't even know who this is right here. Are we still on? Oh yeah, we are on. I still have. Who's this?
When you hit a ball that you just get all of it, and
That's Michael
you're walking
Conforto.
off or whatever. What's that feeling like? Emotional? What kind of emotions do you feel like getting all of it? Maybe it's a home game and the crowd's going
spit it out,
crazy,
Dan.
40 plus. What's it feel like to you?
I mean, there's nothing like it. It's
Nothing like it.
indescribable thing.
There you go. That's where we got the.
What I would say is like, it just kind of wells up in your stomach, and then, it's just a great uplifting, high vibration feeling. Because you did something for your team. You did something that you dream about as a kid.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Okay.
He's available. Free agent.
There you go. There's a power hitter.
Yeah. Former Dodger.
Hey, look, there's Dallas and Lou.
World Series champion.
What is this short? Oops. Messed that one up. What was did you see yourself?
I did, yeah. See a
there's
lot of
my
Dan,
shirt.
though.
There's for some reason this Dan guy's all over. What is this gun? What is this one?
I thought today, with the biggest game of the year, they just came out flat, and I mean, I thought after Casey got that Titanic tank, we were going to do it. But hey, Dan got excited because Eldridge made an appearance. Okay, so he had a hard thing to first, got out, and then he had a fly ball to center that Dan thinks went 405. Everything looks far when you hit it to center field, But I mean, did you think that ball was out?
I don't know.
I thought it had a chance. I mean, just off the bat, and
because a couple of those balls tonight were loud, but I think he probably just got under it a lot.
Hey, it's me now. Yeah, I did think it was out when Eldridge hit it. Every time he hits the ball, you think this could be the one that gets out of the park. Did he actually have a home run? I can't remember now. It's been so long since the season. So yeah, I'm just going to chat here the rest of the evening. Oh, there he is.
I hit the wrong button. Just killed myself right out of the thing there.
Well, the good thing about Conforto is that he had such a terrible season last year that he's probably pretty affordable now. We're not going to have to pay $22 million or whatever we paid him. It'll be much cheaper. So I don't know if he can hit, and he probably can't play right field, but but the price will be right.
Hey, I was there at that game. He hit it. One of the things that people don't realize is Bryce Eldridge has one of the hardest hit ball rates last year in 37 plate appearances. He smoked the ball. Just because he didn't have
the X factor. He could make the team and he could be good. We don't know.
Yeah.
Or he might be halfway through, or who knows. They're gonna see what he's got and if he's ready, and they're not gonna rush him, I don't think. But if he is ready, because we know his bat probably plays, that's certainly different than last year.
Dwells up in your stomach. The hot dog's leaving Oracle Park. He's talking about Conforto when he says it. Commenting. Oh yeah, there it is. Klaus Schwab. You will own nothing and you will like it. Yeah. Well, I was trying to find Larry's thing, and it was a pretty funny. But he said, "Hey, how about you can't?" He says you can't do nothing like it 2 years in a row. Well, they did it 3 years in a row. They've done it for 23, 24, and 25 season. But Larry said, "How about if you just make a slight change to it instead of nothing like it? How about nothing to like?" I think that would go.
Yeah.
Eldridge will be the DH primarily. Yeah, that's he's ticketed for. So I don't know, guys. I just think the Giants are telling us something. We'll see. There's still a month to go before spring training. The first game is just like 5 weeks away, I believe. February 21st. Let me pull out my calendar here. It's on a Saturday. So from this Saturday, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 weeks from Saturday is the first spring training game. So
Yeah.
think about that.
Coming right up.
Then there's a lot of players that have not signed yet. I think the signings are going to happen here over the next 1 to 2 weeks. You know, we might see some straggle into spring training, as Matt Chapman and Blake Snell did a couple years ago. We'll see. I mean, anytime Scott Boras is controlling the top guys at the market, this seems to be what happens. I'm sure there's a lot of owners and pobos or general managers, whatever you want to call them, that really don't enjoy working with Boras.
I don't think anyone does.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if Buster will deal with him again. You think? He dealt with him on Chapman. He got, and I think,
and Lee.
Well, not Buster. That was Farhan on Lee.
Oh yeah, correct. Did Farhan did a Buster deal with him? Correct.
But Buster got, you know, what do they call that? A con job or whatever? What's the proper term when somebody, you know, gets the wool pulled over your eyes or get it conned or
for who?
I think Boras was able to pull a fast one to getting 6 years for Chapman with a no trade clause. The year before, no one was offering him more than, he had to settle for 3 1-year deals. And then, you know, he didn't even test the market. No one was offering him anything but Toronto. I think the Giants were bidding against themselves. Swindle, scam. There we go.
Farhan was, that was their Giants' only player at that time. All they had was Chapman. There was nobody else.
And that was the mistake.
And that scared him. And he's like, we got to re-sign this guy. He's the only guy we got.
To me, that was the X factor, the pivotal move that made you go out and get Adames and then made you trade for Devers. Now, the question is, why stop? If you're going in, see, this makes really no sense to me, Dallas, because take a listen to this. These guys, Adames is going to be 30 this year. Devers is going to be 29. Chapman's going to be 33. Adames is probably got a couple years left of peak production before he starts to slow down. Chapman, the same thing. Devers maybe has 4 good years in him left that before, maybe more. But what I'm saying is the window with these guys in their primes is right now.
Yes.
And you just put on the brakes and say, I'm not going to add any more pitching. I'm not going to go get top of the line pitching. I'm going to have flexibility. I'm going to sign 2 guys to short-term deals, not a lot of money. And I'm going to count on Webb to carry the staff. And you're hoping Ray can come back and have more what he did the first half. I don't think Robbie Ray's second half gives me a lot of confidence that he's a 2-headed monster, so to speak, with him and Webb. I think it's like 1.5. I think Ray could be.
He could be. He won a Cy Young before. It's just a matter, and he was coming off of Tommy 21. John, and it sometimes takes a full season to get back into shape.
Yeah, but he's 5 years. He's 5 years removed from. Didn't he win the Cy Young in 21?
I believe so. Yeah.
22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, 4 full seasons, 5 seasons later, and he's older. I don't know. I think.
I agree with you. It's a question mark, but also it is good that this is his last year of his contract, so they don't have to worry about him next year.
Yeah, maybe Buster truly thought those core 3 players were enough. Yeah.
Well, listening to all the beat writers and stuff out there, Alex and Cole. I mean, Alex kind of says that he thinks they did this move because the Buster is pretty high on some of these pitchers they have. Tidwell and maybe Wisenhunt. I don't know. I'm just not high on Wisenhunt.
I'm not crazy about Wisenhunt as a starter. I think he'd be a better bullpen guy personally. Here's another question I want to ask you guys out there. And I've said this before about, the one common denominator about this club since 2019 in the front office is Zach Manason. How much did Zach Manason, the moves that were made, the constant shuffling of guys and pulling guys off of waivers and putting them on the 40 and they were here and gone. How much of this, what we're seeing now, is Zach Manason? We've already seen it with Joey Weimer and Austin Dean, right? The two outfielders they picked up.
Yeah.
And
the teams do this all the time. They fill up their 40 and then they
and they move
they
guys.
cut people
but
and move
I mean,
guys around.
I get that. But is this kind of stuff? I mean, is Buster running the full show, or is he deferring to Zach's experience doing in front? We got to remember, Buster was a catcher. He was a catcher, and he took over the job, and he basically, to me, I've been in sales for 40 years. All right, I can spot a good, strong salesperson who, and I think that's what it takes to have that kind of mentality. The kind of the Phillies. I can't think of his name right now. The Phillies president of baseball ops, big time, baseball guy. The Padres, guys that know how to get things done. Buster seems like a guy to me that's like just trying to, what's the word I want to use? Just trying to feel his way into this job. And Zach's still learning. Zach said that last year. Aaron says, Zach came out last year and says, we're still learning. Well, okay, fine. You're still Dave Dombrowski. Thanks, Jen.
I mean, I assume they're still learning. They haven't been doing it that long.
Well, yeah, that's my point. Is it's fine to think it. It's kind of like Greg Johnson. You don't go out and say we want to break even. You don't run a baseball club and say we're just learning how to do this stuff. I mean,
Zach Manassian has spent his lifetime in baseball. Like he was born in a clubhouse, and he's always been part of baseball all the way through. He comes from a baseball family, so yes, it's his first time with this title.
And how's his brother doing? That's a crap show going on down in Anaheim.
Yeah, but isn't his other brother in Milwaukee?
I don't know where his other brother. That's where Zach came from. I don't know if he's the other brothers. To me, I don't see a lot of, hey, great, they went to Korea. Let's go to Korea while the Dodgers own Japan and are getting, top ball players that are coming over and becoming stars in the big leagues. We're dealing with Korea, the not ready for primetime players. Let's go lock down Korea. I mean,
well, it's better than doing nothing. I mean, why not do that?
Well, why not Russia?
They don't have any baseball players in Russia.
Well, yeah, and I'm pretty much saying Korea doesn't have a whole lot either. That's Major League Baseball ready. I mean, Ha-Sung Kim was okay.
There's been a few players that have been.
There's been a
good,
few,
but
there's been a few, but we're paying Jung-Hoo Lee like he's,
but they're having a tough time owning Japan. But they're owning the Dominican Republic.
No,
the Giants.
Not. No, they're not.
I mean, they're signing the top international players multiple times in a row.
Well, Venezuela is different from the DR.
Venezuela, but I mean,
they might do well in Venezuela. They got a lot of scouts in Venezuela. They've got a lot of things going there. Hopefully,
in the Dominican, they have a huge facility. You know, they are trying to establish a big presence there, presence in Venezuela, presence in South Korea. They're losing Japan, but that's a tough market to crack when every Japanese player went to the Dodgers. So, but they should continue to try to crack that market too. Why not? You know, the resources you're spending on these foreign markets, I mean, the bang for your buck is huge because you can get players that you don't have to.
How about cricket? How about India? Don't they have cricket over there?
Yeah, they should be exploring that option too.
Yeah, go
you
to
get a cricket player that can hit it 500 feet.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, they went to Mexico. They got and why, you know, if you guys didn't see my video on Gerard Encarnacion and Wilmer Flores, I'm not touting the Giants have to have Wilmer Flores on the roster and should have kept Wilmer Flores, but you certainly would rather have Wilmer Flores coming off the bench than Gerard Encarnacion, who has like a 217 lifetime batting average and strikes out a third of the time, when Wilmer only strikes out 14.2% of the time. And your whole club is built on guys that strike out. And then you're going to bring in Gerard Encarnacion. What is this guy doing on the 40? I would have rather kept Joey Weimer or
but he can't hit.
Dean. I don't care. At least can he hit Encarnacion? Have you seen his stats?
I mean,
look at this.
I've seen him hit some monster home runs.
Look at that.
He's a flyer. He's a possibility. They like the guy. They think he has potential. He only costs $800,000. You know, the league minimum.
Look at his numbers compared to Flores, though. Like, I mean, he's a 216
how many at bats?
hitter.
How many at
bats?
bats?
Look at his OPS. Look at his OPS plus.
How many at bats?
He strikes out a third of the time.
I'm saying it's a small sample size. How many games did he play? 12?
He struck out 30% of the time in the minors and in the Mexican League. What do I need to see this guy for? Why do we got a guy like this on the roster? Nothing against him personally. He's a good guy. I've heard him
because
speak.
He has potential. He might be good.
Oh, well, shoot. My dog has potential right there. Look at Buster. Hey, wake up. You want a contract? Hey. Wake up, Buster. Come on. He's like, I'm not falling for this. I mean, I don't buy it. I don't buy it, Dallas. I don't buy Encarnacion has potential. Yeah, potential. Yeah, if he hits it hard. He hits the ball very hard. But
that's right. That's why they have him.
But for what? He's on the bench. He strikes out a third of the time. What are you going to bring him in for a defensive replacement?
No, he doesn't play very good defense. But if you need to bring him in to hit a home run, he can probably do that.
Yeah, 81 Ks, exactly what I did the other day. 81 Ks in 245 at bats, 245 plate appearances, I believe, is what he had. That's a third.
No, at bats.
Huh?
256 plate appearances.
256?
Yeah.
81 clear. 81 divided by 256. 31.6. That's unacceptable. You know, I don't want to see a guy coming up to pinch hit unless the only chance I need a solo homer. to tie it up and there's 2 outs. I mean, feast or famine.
Yeah.
But
The problem with him is that he's injured all the time. He's never strung together even half a season where he's been healthy. So, I mean, he had 113 at bats in 2024. I mean, he played in only 19 games last year, 35 games the year before.
Last year was a tough. He got hurt in spring training. I think he hurt his knee or his hamstring, and he just in the outfield, I believe, on a diving attempt.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, look, he
but
can
also,
hit the ball hard. He can hit the ball hard. I just don't think
for $800K, who cares? You're not paying. I mean, Wilmer Flores, you're not going to come and have him pay $3 or $4 million to not be able to play a position. And
I think Wilmer. I think you can get Wilmer for $2 million right now.
Maybe consider. I don't know. The problem is that you can't bring him in late in the game as a pinch hitter because then he can't play defense.
Wilmer?
Yeah,
play first base.
Kind of.
You're
already going to have 2 first basemen.
Yeah. But, I mean, he can play first base.
Wouldn't you rather sign Dom Smith for less money than Wilmer and have him come in and play first base?
I'd be happy with Dom Smith, but I don't think they're going to go with Dom Smith because I think they're going with Bryce Eldridge.
Well, they are.
And they're not going to have Dom Smith on the roster with Wilmer Flores with Bryce Eldridge and Rafi Devers.
The thing is, you need someone who can play first base defensively. Devers is pretty good at first base, but if you want to take him out late in the game, who are you going to bring in? You're not going to bring Eldridge in.
I think you put Casey
so
Schmidt
having Casey Schmidt, right? But if Casey Schmidt is your second baseman, then that if you get Nico Horner, then Casey Schmidt becomes a super utility who can play third, short, second, first. He's played them all, and that would be a great fit for Casey. I think if they can improve at second base, that also makes them a proven utility.
Yeah.
And then they could have Casey come in late in games. Every game he can come in for somebody, if they have a lead, give Chapman time off, give Adames time off, give someone else time off.
Well, if you have a big lead, you're not going to take Chapman out for defense at third base if you got a lead.
Just because he's old and you want to give him a rest.
Yeah.
Keep him fresh because he wore down late in the year. And, Adames wants to play every game. Devers wants to play every game. But I think it would be smart to not play them every game. Give them half a game off here and there. Give them a day off here and there. If you have the ability to bring somebody in that's not going to have a huge drop-off on defense or on offense, that's what having Casey Schmidt on the bench would be good for.
All right. So if the team is what it is right now, you've got your 5-man rotation: Webb, Ray, Roop, Hauser, Molly. Okay, and your bullpen, your closer looks like right now it's Ryan Walker, Jason Foley, maybe in the second half. You got the kid from Cleveland, the tall lefty. I'm forgetting his name. Henches. Henches. You got San Martin. You've got maybe a Bird Song. I don't know. Whatever the bullpen is, it's not as good as when Tyler Rogers and Duvall were here.
Nope.
And your rotation probably slightly better than last year's rotation.
Certainly.
At the start. I mean, last year you had Webb, Ray, Hicks,
Verlander, and Harrison. Roop.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's close. It's not like significantly better. Okay.
No, because Verlander was better in the second half.
Yeah, Verlander was pretty decent in the second half. He was actually pretty good. But Hicks is gone. Okay. So that's
got addition by subtraction.
You got real starting pitchers in Molly and Hauser but they're not, Hauser's, we'll see. So you got that, and you pretty much have the same infield right now, and your outfield is a little different in that Yaz is gone. He was here till the trade deadline, but he was here for the majority of last year. So right now it looks like Gilbert, Lee, Ramos, maybe Gilbert and Matos, platoon.
That's the same outfield.
Yeah. What's your record right now with this roster, assuming, nothing significant changes?
Well, so you do get Devers at first base over Wade and Flores. You started last year with Wade and Flores. Now you have Devers. That's an improvement. Last year we had, going into the season, was Tyler Fitzgerald at second base to start.
Yeah.
And then he did nothing, and then Casey came in and took the job. Correct. So you have to assume there's a little bit of an uptick there. It's still a question mark, though. We don't know what kind of
Who
season.
Was the DH to start the season last year? It was kind of just I
think it was Encarnacion.
No, it was
Wilmer.
It was Wilmer. That's right. Encarnacion didn't play much at all.
I think he got hurt, but I think coming out of spring, it was going to be him.
They pretty much went with Wilmer, and then they were putting him at first, and then they were kind of rotating a DH, whoever they would find. But did Doggy get neutered or spayed or something, or what do we got here?
No, he's got a bacterial infection on his neck that he's scratching. Stopping that.
Yeah, the old cone head.
It's for another week.
It's wonderful when they walk right into you. It hurts if you're wearing shorts.
It just crashes around and runs into everything.
If you're wearing shorts, Buster would run into me and just bang. It's like somebody should make. I think I just said, maybe somebody already has. I said, if I was to design one, I would put this little rubber tip all the way around the outside of the cone so that when you get struck, you're struck by something soft instead of a sharp edge.
Yeah. Yep, it's happened a few times.
Yeah. So what's your prediction based on, right now, the team as is? How many win team is this?
I think it's 84 right now.
All right. I'm going to go with...
I think it's better than last year. I think our pitching staff is slightly better. And I think having Devers a whole season is good. And the slumps that we saw from Bailey, Lee, you think that's going to be, within another year under their belt, maybe they figure some things out. So there's a lot of ifs there, but I think it's a slightly improved team over last year. So I'll go 3 more wins.
All right.
Right now.
I'm going to go with one of the highways that runs right through the area. 80. I
thought you were going with 101.
Yeah. The 5 freeway. No, I think they are right now. The concern I have is the bullpen is how does it hold up?
I'm concerned with the very end of the bullpen.
Yeah, the very end. I think the middle, you can always find middle relievers that can be pretty decent. I mean, Henches is not a bad pitcher. I like him, actually. He was good with Cleveland.
I think my money's on Peguero winning that closer role. Yeah.
If he can, hey, I'll tell you, Trent Harris is a guy that might make some noise at some point in the season as, a guy that could, if he could ever find his command, the control, Will Bednar would be an excellent closer. And, he's old enough to pitch in the majors. He just hasn't even got that high, obviously. in the minors. But if he could find his command, he's a kid that could be pretty good. He has that makeup. I watched him in the College World Series years ago when he was at Mississippi State or whatever he was at. Whichever they won the College World Series basically because of him as a starter. But yeah, he can get up there in the upper 90s. He would be a good guy to watch down the road. I mean, relievers, closers, they just come out of nowhere sometimes.
Yeah. And it will be interesting to see how many of these guys the Giants actually put in the bullpen. Like McDonald, Wisenhunt, Birdsong, Tidwell. These are all guys that can pitch multiple innings. They're
going to sign
starters.
Max Scherzer, you think?
I don't think they will, but would I do it? I would do it. You can never have enough pitching.
Scherzer doesn't sign until late March and then just has his spring training in April, and he just pitches down in the lower minors, just gets in shape, because if you look at Max Scherzer,
I wouldn't be surprised if they already did that. If they said, you know what, Max, we want you. You want to make, $10 million,
7, 8, 10 million. Yeah.
Yeah. And just be ready, July 1st.
Yeah.
June 16th.
He hasn't pitched all that much the last few years. Let me tell you what Max Scherzer's done starts-wise. Games started 2023. He had 27 starts. 2024, he had 9. Last year, he had 17. He threw 43 innings in 24, 85 innings in 25. Bring him around July, like you said.
Yeah, it's got to be,
June.
If he's only going to pitch half the season, though, you got to get him half of what Verlander made last year. So $7 million.
So $7.5 million.
Yeah.
$8 million. Sign him up and have him just pitch half the year. Just get ready. He's not going to pitch 30. He's not going to be unless he's willing to be a bullpen guy. He's not pitching 33 starts, Max Scherzer.
Now, what question for you? If Justin Verlander calls you up and says, hey, I need a home. No one else wants me. I'll come and pitch for you for $10 million. Do you do it?
Yeah, I would. He probably would. Yeah, for $10 million, he could give you 15 to 18 quality starts. But I don't think Verlander. I think he wants to pitch full seasons. He's trying to get 300 wins.
Yeah, he should probably go to a team that needs pitching depth and needs a fifth starter and is a playoff team.
First fantasy baseball. Already in January. Wow. Hey, we are going to have some leagues here at NorCal Sports Network. So if you guys want to get in, we're going to have 2 leagues, hopefully. We'll have a $100 buy-in league and a $200 buy-in league. So if you want to get in, you better let me know. Email NorCalSportsNetwork@gmail.com. Start telling us what, you can play in both leagues too. 100 and 200. We'll have some fun in that. NorCal Sports Network at Gmail. So if you're ready to get into fantasy baseball, we got to prepare to defend your title. You don't want to play with me then, because I'll take you down. Is that Los D? Wait a minute. PMP. Oh, yes, it is. It's Los. He does have a title. That's right. I got to take Los down. I almost caught him at the very end. I got right behind him in second place, and I was tied for second going into the last day of the season, and I flopped my pitching. I used my pitching move, and it backfired on me. Worked in one league and didn't work in the other. So, Danny, will you get me ticks for the Dodgers game at AT&T? I may be going to a Dodger Giants game and we got to get out of here too, because I just looked at the clock. It's 10:21. I got to get up at 6 a.m. So
going under the knife.
Yeah. Is Mark Graves out there tonight? I saw him earlier. Mark Graves is my ride tomorrow to take me to, because my wife doesn't drive yet. So anyway, let's get out of here. 199 watching right now. Wow. Between, I guess that's between YouTube and Twitter. Good to have you, everybody. Hey, make
hit that
sure
like button.
Yeah, hit the like button. Send this thing to the moon. Hit the like button. Everybody just hit the like button. And, maybe this thing will get out to more people. Appreciate you guys.
It's good that 199 people want to see, listen to our solutions to all the Giants' woes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like and subscribe. Yep. Roto or points, Senior says. We might be doing one of each, Senior. Haven't determined that. Definitely one of them is going to be points. For sure. I had fun with the points. But I may do a roto as well. Might do one roto and one points. Senior says points is whack. Well, you got to do it right on the on the pitching. You can't have saves and wins equal the same. You can't have saves at 3 points for a save and a win 3 points. You got to go like 5 for a win. The win has to count for something in starting pitching. Hey, Jen, is that Jen Y? Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Roto, says Robert. Cool. All right, everybody. Dallas, it's probably Aaron. Oh, geez. Keep it moving. All right, guys. All right. Well, hey, appreciate you being here. I don't think there'll be a show for a few days at least, maybe next week. I was going to maybe I needed to do some video recording in advance, have them in the Piper. Maybe Dallas can do a video or do a live.
I'll do one for you.
Maybe Dallas could do a live. We'll see. I might be able to do one. I don't think I'll be ready Thursday night, but I'll be walking. I'll be walking tomorrow, hopefully. Giants made a lot of money off JHL and marketing him, and they're tapping into Korea for that reason. Yeah, they're just trying to make money. Yeah. All right, Dallas knows his ball. Yes, that's why he's on the show. Yeah, that's why he's on the show.
I pretend to anyway.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, let's get out of here. Let's play the band, and we'll be out.
Dallas ready to be a Zach A's fan.
Is that Zach Maniason's pitcher in there? Taylor Jenkins? Or it looks a little like Zach Maniason. I don't know who. Maybe that's Taylor Jenkins. I don't know. Taylor Jenkins.
I've never been to a Sacramento A's game. Been to many a River Cat game. Maybe this year.
Embrace the rebuild. I'm fine with a rebuild. A lot of people aren't. But, hey, look. The Cardinals are doing it. That's one of the richest, most historic franchises in all of baseball. And they got probably, I would say these Cardinals are top 3 in knowledgeable fans in baseball. They're great fans in St. Louis. They're doing a rebuild. Why? Because they got too old. So if they can do it, why can't the Giants?
Should have thought about that before they signed all these players with no trade clauses.
Who, the Giants?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Especially guys that are not like superstars. They're good, but they're not superstars.
Too late now. They just got to go get a couple more people. Win 90 games. Come on, Giants. Let's do it.
You tell them, Dallas.
Tired of this. I get up every morning and I check MLB trade rumors, and it's nothing. Crickets.
Crickets.
It's time.
Tell them goodbye.
Goodbye!